Thank you for joining with me. This is day 81 with the Course Companions, and we are reviewing Chapter 4 today. I am just going to read the review paragraphs that Emily Bennington put together for this review. Day 81, Review, Chapter 4. Section 1, The Last Foolish Journey. This is Section 1 of Chapter 4. Chapter 4 is titled, The Ego's Struggle to Preserve Itself. And then Section 1, The Last Foolish Journey. Egocentricity makes me feel dispirited and embarrassed. My ego tries to solve this by heroically tilting at windmills in an effort to puff itself up. But this just further chains me to the ego's tragic cycle. In contrast, true devotion to others makes me feel inspired, the opposite of dispirited. Section 2 of Chapter 4, The Devoted Teacher. I fear teaching because I fear change and because I fear placing my sense of worth at the mercy of my students. But my worth is not established by my teaching. It has forever been established by God. That's my worth and everyone else's worth. Realizing this will free me to be a devoted teacher, devoted to my students instead of to my image. Section 3, The Making of the Ego. I shouldn't be surprised that the separation could happen. If I look at my mind in the present, it clearly has the capacity to throw away truth in favor of illusions so that those illusions now become its reality. But my mind doesn't have to function that way. Section 4, The Ego's Need to Confirm Itself. The scarcity principle, the ego's sense of being lacking in reality, is its driving force. It tries to fill this lack of reality through physical pleasure, through acknowledging the reality of other egos, through comparing itself to other egos, through giving to get, and even through fulfilling its full potential. Section 5, The Calm Being of God's Kingdom. My ego says that if I let the pull of God have its way with me, it will wreck my life, just as unbridled expression of sexuality would. But I need to let that pull in through asking to know God's love for me and through asking Jesus to help me dismantle my wall of meanness that keeps God out. Section 6, This Need Not Be. Whenever I experience any negative emotion, I can know that this need not be. Rather than trying to solve these emotions through disengaging and checking out, I need an active approach in which I watch my mind for them honestly and face their causes, and then change my mind to think with God. This will allow me to engage with God and my brothers. Section 7, The Real Question. The ego exercises tight control over what it permits into consciousness. It tries to make sure that real questions never get in. However, only by letting them in can we answer them, and in light of the answer, formulate real goals. The ego impairs our goal pursuit, making sure we pursue goals that falsely promise lasting value, and then making sure that in this pursuit we never ask ourselves what for. Section 8, The Rewards of God. While in this world, how can I realize that perception is unnecessary, that I can just know? Answer: I'm not really in this world. I've merely disassociated myself from my other life, which has continued without interruption, and it's within my power to undo that. To be grateful to one brother leads me to know him, and that returns me to all knowledge. Section 9, Asking and Following. My need to maintain control is what keeps me from asking for and following guidance. If I can give over control by asking for guidance and following what I hear, then I can devote myself to giving miracles, which will heal others and heal me, and will let whatever others do be utilized for good. Complete and direct communication. The ego, being committed to separateness, constantly limits communication. It communicates only to reinforce separateness. In contrast, in heaven, all limits on communication are gone. We communicate all of what we are to everyone all of the time. We reflect this state by being wholly helpful in this world. This is our praise of God. In section 11, being truly helpful. The way to heal my own split mind is to be truly helpful to others. The basis for this is praising the perfection that God created in them rather than compromising with my ego's desire to limit my help. I need to set self-concern aside and unify my mind behind the single goal of being truly helpful. Thank you for joining with me for the Course Companion Group Day 81 review of Chapter 4. I love you. Have a beautiful day.